Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Luclin from Minecraft WB, and today I'm going to show you guys the anatomy of a mob grinder. What I'm going to show you guys is not really a tutorial on how to build a mob grinder, but I'm going to show you on the functionality of the mob grinder and how it works and what makes up the mob grinder. The one I've done in my video, in my previous video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn around and show you what I have. And basically, this is a scaled down version of mine, and it's cut in half. So if you ever wanted to know what the mob grinder looks like cut in half, this is what it looks like. It's kind of cheesy, but that's what it looks like. Alright, so the mob grinder here has 3 floors. Mine has 5 floors, but the real important floors are your first and your second floor. Your first floor is going to have your grinders in it. And your grinders consist of 3 things: a conveyor, the grinder, and the loot chute right there. And you'll have 4 of these on this floor, depending on however you want to put them in. And what I usually do is I have this here, the trap door, I call it. The trap door, they fall down here, they fall into the conveyor, they burn here, loot goes down here. And so as you look, I kind of have them where they stagger. So there's the trap door, conveyor, grinder, and then over here it would be the same thing. It would be like this. There would be trap door, conveyor, grinder, and then over here it would be trapdoor, conveyor, grinder, and then last would be over here, it would be trapdoor, conveyor, grinder, and it would end over here. And then each of these would have a wall here, so they couldn't, get. And there's going to be a good amount of blocks that won't even be used, which will be right here, which I kind of use for chest and stuff like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to make this functional. So let's grab some water, and it's going to take 2 buckets of water to fill up this first conveyor. If you were to use 1 bucket, this is what would happen. It would go down to the end, but it wouldn't fill this last block, and the current goes off at an angle, and that's bad. We don't want that happening. Now if you look at this, the conveyor itself is 8 blocks long, 1 block deep, 2 blocks wide. Now in this game, water travels 8 blocks and stops. So if you look, there's 8 blocks and it stops right there. This is a perfect conveyor. So what this is going to do is the mobs are going to come down here, burn, loot down this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the loot chute. Now the loot chute also has 1 bucket of water in it. So if we take this bucket of water and we put it down here, you got to make sure the loot chute is at the 9th block and it's 1 block down. And it's 8 blocks to the end to where it's going to basically stop right here. So we're going to put this here, and as you see it stops here. So now all of our loot will channel into this one area. Now you can do anything you want with this. You can dig it straight down, make it drop into a tunnel or anything. You can create an elaborate loot system, however you want to do it. Okay, now this up here is the grinder part. The grinder part is going to have the lava in it, and it's going to take 2 buckets of lava for the grinder. The problem we have here is we only have 3 blocks. Lava, when lava is poured into a channel like this, it can travel 4 blocks. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to make up for that 4th block without covering anything. So if we were to put a 4th block here, it's not going to work, because what's going to happen is our mobs are going to come down the conveyor, and there's going to be a 4th block here, and they're going to hit it. Nothing's going to happen. And the lava is going to sit right there on the end, and it's just going to be kind of cheesy and isn't going to work. So what we're going to do is jump up here. Let's destroy that real fast. And for those of you that don't know them, you can use ladders to hold up water and hold up lava. Ladders may not look like anything. They may look like they sit against a block, but ladders actually take up a block space. And if you watched my video on the underwater building, the Atlantis video, you can see how I built with ladders underwater. And what I did is every time I laid a block down and I put a ladder on it, it created an air pocket of 1 block wide. So that's basically the same deal it does here with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the lava. We have 1 bucket here, and 1 bucket here. Now as you look over here, you'll see that it goes over the water, just like that. So now the mobs will fall down here into the conveyor, hit that, burn, loot will drop, go out there. One pointer I'm going to say to do also is to put 2 blocks over it, 1 block above the lava. And what this keeps the mobs from doing is jumping into the lava and burning the loot at the same time. So it's just a small pointer that you can do. So we'll just kind of put it like that. Now you can do whatever. You can cover this with glass. You can do however you want to do it. Okay, now we're going to go upstairs to the 2nd floor. This is the 2nd most important floor. And what this floor is, this is the conveyor floor. The conveyor floor is going to consist of 8 conveyors, 2 on each side. Just like that, all the way around. Okay, and each of the conveyors here, you're going to have 8 blocks here, 1 block here, and then 8 blocks here. So your separator is where the water is going to go. So you want to make sure it's 8, 8, and then 1 block in the middle. So together we're going to have 17 blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some water in. And this is the conveyor that they're going to drop into from above. Oh, yeah, kind of messed that one up. Let's kill that. There we go. Let's see, do we have more water? Yes. Just in case. I knew I was going to mess up. So we'll go ahead and put that there. And now it's flowing, and it's going to flow down into the mob grinder. So this conveyor here. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the 3rd floor. Now you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have 8 of these around here. 8 of them. We're going to go to the 3rd floor. And the 3rd floor is going to be one of our spawning floors. They'll also spawn on the conveyor floor too, and I'll explain to you in a minute why. Okay, if you look at the 3rd floor, the 3rd floor has nothing, and they just fall straight down into the conveyor, which takes them down into the mob grinder. The whole footprint of this mob grinder is 22 by 22 blocks. And why it's 22 by 22 blocks is because what that gives us on each side is it gives us 2 blocks on each side for the conveyors or for just the straight fall through here. And what that also gives us is that gives us a 16 by 16 floor in the center that mobs can spawn on. And this is really important because you can't go smaller than 16 by 16 without having a bad spawn area for mobs. It's just recommended to do a 16 by 16 blocks for mobs to spawn on. And so really, I mean, this is it. You could take, the other thing you could do is you can take this floor and you can extend it and you just keep going up. You gotta make sure that each floor is 3 blocks high. So you can keep extending this up and up and up. You can have 40 floors if you want, and they'll spawn on every one of those floors. The other thing you can do also is this. You can repeat this floor over and over, not the floor above. And what this does is it just creates conveyors on each floor, so when they spawn, they move to the conveyors and it drops them down the chutes and takes them into the mob grinder. It's a very, very good mob grinder. It produces a lot of mobs and a lot of good loots. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What I will do also is I'm going to create a diagram that'll go along with this video so you can get a better understanding of the layout of the mob grinder itself. Just one last thing, like I said, it's a 22 by 22 footprint. The spawn floor is 16 by 16. Each of the floors are 3 blocks high, and that's really it. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of long, but it's kind of a cool video. It's a good little tutorial. If you guys have any questions or any comments or anything like that, please feel free to ask me. And if you can think of anything that you want me to build or do a tutorial on, just leave it in the comments. Once again, this is Luclin from MinecraftWB.com. Thank you.